Hello guys, welcome back. This video is a top of airplane crashes and accidents over the last year. Atlas Air Flight 3591, a Boeing 767 en route from Miami to Houston crashes into Trinity Bay on approach to Houston's airport, killing both crew members and the single passenger on board. The probable cause of this accident was the inappropriate response by the first officer as the pilot flying to an inadvertent activation of the go-around mode, which led to his spatial disorientation and nose-down control inputs that placed the airplane in a steep descent from which the crew did not recover. A Piper PA-31-350 Navajo Chieftain airplane was substantially damaged when it was involved in an accident in Medford, Oregon. The pilot and passenger were fatally injured. Video footage was obtained from several fixed security cameras on buildings around the accident site. A review of the footage revealed that the airplane descended below the cloud layer and then climbed back up. About 16 seconds thereafter, the airplane is seen descending in a near-vertical attitude. During a training flight, an Il-112B, light military transport aircraft crashed during landing near the Kubinka airfield in the Forest Belt. According to preliminary data, 3 crew members were killed. There are no survivors. The plane exploded after the fall and completely disintegrated. The plane's right engine fire is considered to be the principal cause of the incident.
Мам, смотри, самолет горит. Мам, вон. Смотри.
Мальчик снимает. Ты снимаешь?
Да.
Ой, какой кошмар. И что теперь?
Я не знаю.
Он что, падает?
Да.
This F-35C crashes on the USS Carl Vinson by striking the rear of the carrier while landing. In the audio, a landing signals officer can be heard yelling for the pilot several times to wave off, which is the order to abort the landing attempt and come around for another attempt. The signal was too late because the F-35C collides with the stern of the carrier. From this angle, it is possible to see the pilot eject from the airplane.
Who's the one that's yelling, fire, fire, fire?
Beech B36TC was destroyed when it collided the ground after takeoff. From NTSB, it appears that the aircraft experiences a total loss of engine power. At that time the airplane was about 100 to 200 feet past the departure end of the runway and at an altitude lower than 300 feet above ground level. The airplane remained at the same attitude for 1 to 2 seconds, then started a gentle right bank while maintaining same pitch attitude. The airplane then stalled, spun, and pitched nose. A Learjet 35A crashed, killing all on board. The aircraft was completing the final turn to runway 27R at San Diego. The pilots contacted the tower to cancel their IFR clearance and requesting to land on runway 27R. This was approved and the tower controller cleared the flight for a left-hand traffic pattern for runway 27R. The flight crew then requested the runway lights to be turned up, to which the controller replied that they are at a 100% now. It seems that the pilots were spatially disoriented and end up with a stall. This Cessna 340A was destroyed when it was involved in an accident near Santee, California. During the last minutes, the controller issued instructions to the pilot that seemed completely spatially disoriented. Before the crash, the controller told the pilot that it looked like he was descending and that he needed to make sure he was climbing, followed by an acknowledgement from the pilot. But then no further communication was received from the pilot despite multiple queries from the controller. This Boeing Stearman B75N1 crashes during takeoff. The aircraft was returning to Chambers County Winnie Stoll Airport after participating in the Texas Rice Festival parade. The aircraft was towed to the location for the parade, but, because of weather moving in, the pilot decided to attempt a takeoff from Highway 124 back to the airport. The airport is located about 2.5 miles west of the accident site. About 9.5 miles from the runway while on final approach, the airplane tracked left of the ILS course and descended below 2,700 feet. The airplane then transitioned to a right turn and descended below 2,500 feet, which triggered a low-altitude alert to the FCM tower controller. The controller transmitted a safety alert, which the pilot acknowledged. The airplane subsequently made an abrupt left turn and entered a rapid descent, during which radar contact and communications were lost. Several witnesses heard loud popping noises and observed the airplane in a rapid descent with both wings folded up. The pilot departed runway 12 at Whiteman Airport. Shortly after takeoff, during the initial climb, the pilot initiated an emergency landing and touched down on an asphalt surface highway and subsequently came to rest on an active railroad track. Bystanders and law enforcement officers extricated the pilot from airplane. Seconds later, the airplane was struck by a passenger train that was traveling southbound. The train's engine struck the airplane's left wing and aft fuselage.
Altimeter 3010.
Understand, cleared for takeoff.
The legendary F-14 Tomcat pilot Dale Snodgrass, the type's most experienced pilot, tragically lost his life in a plane crash. The aircraft experienced an apparent departure stall and a subsequent impact with airport terrain and caught fire.
Uniforms cleared for takeoff at Delta 12. Thanks.
Marchetti 28 uniform, when able, request you change to frequency 119.4.
Sorry about that, yep. Tower 20 uniforms up.
Marchetti 28 uniform, roger, runway 12 at Delta, cleared for takeoff.
For takeoff. Oh, check! Scramble for, try to proceed on third.
Level 4, proceed on Charlie. For use caution, there are people running up to that aircraft, so make sure you don't run over anybody.
Scramble for Roger.
Any vehicles on ground frequency that are going to that accident, you are free to proceed onto the movement areas at any point. CFR 74, if you are on frequency, proceed Fox.
A Grumman TBM-3E Avenger made a soft landing with fold-in undercarriage into the water close to Cocoa Beach during the Cocoa Beach Air Show, after engine problems. The pilot escaped unhurt and the aircraft sustained probably substantial water damage.
You better hit it for the runway. You better hit it for the runway quicker than you strike to. Because it's getting bad. It's getting worse? This is getting very bad. Oh, yeah, low battery. Can you... cut. Soos jy dan kan maak.
The aircraft entered the runway, accelerated down the runway and rotated. At the 50 knots call, the captain stated that the manifold pressure was low. After rotation, one of the passengers went to the cockpit and told the engineer that the left engine was on fire. The aircraft continued with the left engine on fire throughout the flight and during the accident sequence. At no stage did the pilots or the engineer discuss or attempt to extinguish the left engine fire, as the left engine fire extinguishing system was never activated. The aircraft could not maintain altitude and first struck power lines. The aircraft continued for a further 71 meters before impacting a treetop with its left wing. and continued for a further 17 meters before impacting a set of treetops with its left wing.
Ja. Doe niet.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next week. Meanwhile, fly safe.